Hello again, everybody. Welcome back in. This is a special episode, different than a lot of them on this channel. I have with me today a special, super special guest. That would be the fantastic Indie Bear from GG. That's Game and Gladiators. Can you please say hi to everybody?
What's up, everyone? Excited to be on and to take a look at this amazing game that we have in front of us.
And that's what I'm hoping. I do just want to kind of specify that this match was recorded on the 16th of March, and so Indy hasn't seen this. I've seen it once just to get the recording. This will almost be blind for me too, but why I have Indy Bear on, especially today, I mean, I'd have you on anytime, Indy, but like just to tell you, this is a crew that you have coached before. Now, you put out a tweet a while ago that you were so proud of these, you could call them your students. They're also kind of like your friends, right? If you want to talk about that in 1 second. But yeah, this is like your... I call them the indie students or the indie pals, you know, but maybe they have a team name. Just let me know anything you want to tell me about this crew so far.
Yeah, I would say everyone on this team has been a viewer of the stream for quite a while. They're active members of my community and consider them, like you said, my friends at this point, and worked with them on a couple of coaching sessions, some VOD reviews, and just seeing them progress through and be able to compete with some top tier NA teams. It's made me really proud, and it's validated the fact that, you know, improvement can happen from a coach, and they put in a lot of hard work as well, so I love it. One of the big things that we did work on was this bottom lane, and I, you know, while we did have a death at the start of the bottom lane, I noticed that we did a great job contesting the mid Audino. That did go our way, and they're just fighting back. Even these small things, that Ling just went on the point, got the shield for the trade. That was one big thing we emphasize in our sessions, is you got to also always be constantly regenning in that lane, keep your health bar as a resource and never forget about that. And just seeing them adapt their play to our coaching sessions, I'm already smiling right now.
That's amazing, dude. Well, I mean, this is great information for me too, just in general, but maybe I didn't do the best job at you know, trying to hype up the intro too fast. Maybe I kind of did perhaps stumble over the point that, yes, this group, this squad right here on purple that we're watching, close one right there, man. This squad that we're watching here, they got coaching from Indie Bear, and like he said, you know, they've been able to beat some top teams, and the tweet that you put out was them beating, you know, a crew of really good people, like, wasn't it, you know, Ren and some others, Rima, I think, was in there. A lot of great people, and this is Gengar's goons that they're going up against, so obviously not a team to sneeze at. You know, this is a good team, and so to see them kind of come from the point that you started with to here now, like, that's amazing, right?
Yeah, I mean, Gengar's goons, you know, they're a bit of an up-and-coming team. They're top 4 as of the February finals, but honestly, they gave us the most trouble in our undefeated run. We almost lost the game if it wasn't for, you know, a zap flip that I ended up sealing with the Leaf Tornado.
That's right.
And you can see here, like, this early game, you know, as much as I love my squad, they are getting handled a little bit. We've had a handful of deaths, and the early game's not going their way. But, you know, a big thing we worked on in our coaching sessions is the game's never over until it's actually over. And I'm confident that they're going to be fighting through and getting set up for this first dread down here.
I think that's a good point. I like hearing your perspective also, just as a caster in general, for myself, you know, to hear these things is nice. Oh, look at that Unite clutch from Gengar's goons right there, but they are actually going to secure 2, so just as you were saying, squad kind of getting it handed to them right now, but that's, you know, generally I think that's a sign of this being that they're playing up against Gengar's goons, as you said. You know, they were kind of 4 in Worlds right now, like top 4, and they were kind of handing it to you guys for a while until you flipped it, you know, on them. Like, we shouldn't say handing it, but they were giving you guys some trouble. And so, you know, certainly a squad like this, I don't think it'll be on the same level to see this purple squad right now being like Game and Gladiators, you know, for example. Give them some credit and everything for how far they've come, I think is maybe the main point of all of this. But,
yeah. One thing I'm really happy to see is they recognize that they lost Dread. You know, they tried their best a little bit to try to contest, but they're happy to concede it and recognize that, look, we got to at least get back to our point, avoid any unnecessary deaths. And that's what they're doing. You know, they might have another knockout here, but it's at the result of a Slowbro Unite move. And they know their game plan. You know, get their levels up, get ready for the second Dread. And I'm confident that they're going to come back with another fight in the next minute and a half here.
Absolutely. It does look like Gengar's Goons will go ahead and bust this bottom goal. It only had 5, though. And so, in general, we might, get back to the play-by-play in 1 second. It's just, while I have you here, Indy, first of all, I'm kind of fangirling a little bit. You were always kind of one of my favorite on Gaming Gladiators. I'm that support-minded person, and so just I love talking to you, I love watching you, and everything like that. So I just want to get that out of the way, man. Much respect. And so thank you for being with me today with that, and we will put links, of course, to if you want to get some coaching as well. I think that's what this is all about, is if you can do the coaching on Metafy, absolutely. And look at this, Lingy pulling it off, very nice. Gonna go in for the score, 33.
Yeah, absolutely. What's so good to see here was their bottom point was destroyed, the bottom goalpost, and instantly all the Pokemon on the team that were level 8, level 7, they went for those bottom side Audinos, they caught up, they got their Unite moves, and while they might trade some knockouts here, they do have all their Unite moves unlocked for second Dread, and that was one of the biggest things that I emphasized. They probably spent a solid 20 minutes on making sure that we had good farm priority. And we end up stealing the Dread, and it's as a result of them getting all their levels. And I would say now they're in the game. The points are even, the levels look pretty solid, and now they have a 4-minute game to fight through.
So that's what I'm glad that you pointed out, as I was just going to mention that the points now, you can see how much this game has changed. And so that's really nice, right? Because this team did look like they were getting it kind of handed to them in the beginning, as we mentioned. And so to turn this around has been very, I think, it's really good and indicative of this team as well. But 221, a lot of that just happened on that bottom lane right here, and so flipping that around was really nice. Also, Indy and I talked about when we think about this match being recorded on the 16th of March, Duraludon was pretty fresh and new, so there may be certain things where you're seeing Duraludon, for instance, on Gengar's Goons earlier had a quad KO. It's these sorts of things where you're still kind of figuring it out, but you're getting the lay of the land a little bit more with Duraludon at this point. They are going to take down this Rotom very quickly, so very nice way to turn that around. Pretty soon here, we're going to obviously be looking at the third Dread being a potential objective. I didn't see the time that the second Dread went down, actually, so we'll have to make note of that just in a little bit. But yeah, Indy, I'm so glad that you get to watch this and, see these students/friends. Do they have a team name? I needed to talk to them about that. Do you know if they have
I believe they're the Gigalings, if I'm not mistaken.
See, it's perfect. Very good. And so, what do you think about Rickon running with that Cramorant? I mean, we all love Cramorant. I feel like it gets that kind of interesting rap with Unite. Everybody kind of roots for the Cram, and it just always has a tough road ahead, I feel like.
Yeah, Cramorant's, been handed a handful of nerfs and just hasn't seen the love that other Pokemon have. It's definitely viable to run, and it's something my team did early in the game. Just not the best option, but I know Rickon's a big fan of it, and he's doing a great job. He's farmed well, he's got some good combos off with Ling, and he's putting on a show with the Cram, that's for sure.
Absolutely. And so right now, Orange Squad, that's Gengar's Goons again, really going to burst this last Dreadnought out. And so that's obviously going to happen way before the Zapdos, and they were really just set up for that. I mean, you saw all of Lingy's squad right now. They're all just kind of a little bit more dispersed. They didn't have the positioning for that one. Looks like it's going to be okay, though. We're in this final stretch now, and it is absolutely a close battle. Indy Bear, this is going to be, I think, very nuts. We're in that final stretch now, so this is where some big play should happen, I think.
Yeah, they're looking to fight for their Zap positioning, and this is something that they struggled with early on, and probably one of the harder parts of the game is finding where to place themselves, but the fight's broken out here.
Yeah, and so it's getting a little bit dicey, but luckily nobody's out, and really for either squad yet. And look at this, they're going to take down some of Gengar's Goons. You see the rings on bound going off right here for Gengar's, but look at that KO streak of 2. That's coming from Circa as that Duraludon player. We did lose Palomino, Palomino, I should say, but it looks like he'll be able to actually come back with enough time to make something happen, because look at this, they are very close to team wiping that.
Yeah, I mean, they played the fight well. They took the fight away from the Zap Pit. They popped their Unite moves. Everyone had good positioning. They played it well mechanically, and sometimes that's all you need to do.
And so this is very nice. Look at that. They're going to go ahead and secure it. So that's Purple Squad, left side team, and Circa going to go down, but very, very close to also taking Lucario down with them. And then notice Palomino going to kind of set up this defense. If you're going to try to take this on, I'm going to close combat you right there. You're going to see those hundos get dropped in as they should. And so there's Palomino is going to E-speed to that goal. This is very nice. So there it is. That's what we came to see, right, ladies and gentlemen? And he's going to TP back. So it's obvious now it's time to mount that defense.
Yeah, they recognize here that all they have to do is defend at home, which is exactly what we've talked about with them before, and good on them to have that heads-up play. Like, we're far enough ahead, let the outer goalpost get knocked down, and we'll take advantage of our home goalpost, and we'll comfortably defend it with 20 seconds left to go.
That's right, and the only part that was maybe a little bit less comfortable was now where the timer is really not on Gengar's Goon's side, right? Because it's like, this might have been a little bit less comfortable with having their advance here on this last goal, but look at that. Just as the time would come to make something happen, it couldn't, because time was up. So obviously, looking at that final score, Indy Bear, a proud coach with 621 to 423. What do you think?
I love it. I mean, I've seen so much improvement from this team, watching them at the Zap Pit, take that fight really well. And Thurka, he's played stuff like Talonflame in the past, Dragon Knight, all these characters that rely on securing objectives. And I mean, he played to his strengths. He secured the Zap for the team after winning the fight. Then sometimes that's all you need. You need a winning fight, a winning Zap, and the game's over.
And look at that. I mean, he's even getting 85K right here. Duraludon was still somewhat new, so all these things, this all looks really good. But great job to the Gigalings. And so now I just really want to thank my co-commentating partner from today, the support for GG, Indy Bear. Thank you so much. Can you go ahead and just maybe let people know where we can find you? I think most people know this, but just in case, and then also maybe your coaching. So can you give us that information?
Yeah, absolutely. Great time for me to let everyone know. So
yeah.
Twitch.tv/IndieBear is where I'm live every single day, whether it's my team practice, I'm doing a live coaching session on there, or just solo queue and having a good time with the game. And then other than that, regularly posting on Twitter, and most importantly, my Metafy. I love coaching. It's probably, after competing, my second most favorite thing to do in Unite. And the example of this game is exactly why I like it. I like to go back, watch how my students have progressed, and seeing them improve and get better at the game and overall improve the player base at the game. It's all I'm looking to do. So metafy.gg /@IndieBear, or you can find all those links in my Twitch stream as well. Everything should be IndieBear branded. I'm not too hard to find. And yeah, I'm a fan of the game. I'm a student of the game as well. And seeing them improve, seeing them take down Gengar's Goons, who honestly I have a lot of respect for as a team. I think they don't get enough respect in North America as a solid team. Seeing them take them down, even if it's a ladder game, I'm really happy to see it.
I agree. And thank you so much for that and all the insight and everything. Again, huge pleasure. If I was going to be able to get my coaching in, it would be with Indy, you guys. So please, we're going to have all those links in the description. Check that out, as well as an end screen, on screen, and thanks for viewing.